everyone, welcome to a Triple Dragons draft. This is a format that didn't exist before this weird thing where only dragons is legal and standard. Before it was double dragons and then single fate reforged, so I've never done one of these. And I'm not exactly sure what's good in this, but we'll try to figure something out. Warriors are a thing. Cunning Breeze Dancer seems okay. But out of this pack, I'm just going to take the Bloodshin Fanatic. And it's not particularly close. Let's see. Hand of Silumgar. Nothing else has quite the same payoff as this. Go Warriors. See where we are in the scheme of things here. Passing to Shady Move. And getting passed to by Gabby Sparts. So what do we get here? Ojutai's Command? Oh man. Definitely could go for this. I'm not too sad to give up my first pick. And I like these colors. Ojutai's Command. Counter creature spell, gain 3. This is kind of like Cryptic Command for creature spells, a little easier to cast. And has some upside. Yeah, I kind of want to take that here. Dramoka's Gift is also very powerful. But both kind of give up on our first pick. Seismic Rupture looks good. It's good in some cases. Yeah, but let's take a Ojutai's Command here. Dragon Tempest. Well, this is Triple Dragons, so that makes it interesting. I don't really want to keep picking, like, these weird cards in different colors. I could just take Anticipate, or Defeat, or even Student of Ojutai. Dragon Tempest. Dragon Tempest is not great, but I think it's better. It has some upside. Yeah, and like Student and Anticipate, I'm not worried about getting those. I kind of want to take some high payoff cards. And if we get Descent of the Dragons or whatever it's called, if we open that in some pack, that is busted with Dragon Tempest. It just wins the game if you have 4 creatures in play plus this and play that. I've done that before. And they could be tokens too, so something like Dragon Fodder is really good with that combo. It means we have to open a Mythic, but that's okay. So first 3 picks are complete different directions, but they're both very good cards in their respective directions. So we're still kind of open here. What do we get? Dark Wanderings. Interesting. Dark Wanderings, Butcher's Glee is good. Sarkhan's Rage is very good. Or Deadly Wanderings. Was I saying Dark Wanderings? It gets Death Touch and Lifelink. It's good with what's the mechanic? Dash? It's pretty good with Dash. I kind of want to take it here. Nothing else here strikes me as like that insane. But maybe the Sarkhan's Rage is just like, it's just that good. I'm going to take Deadly Wanderings, although that could be wrong. Another high risk, high reward pick. Here we go. We already have a deadly creature, but it's a warrior for Bloodshin Fanatic, and you could always set up a turn where you have like Deadly Wanderings and a bunch of warriors, sacrifice a bunch. Kind of thinking up scenarios here. But this is good on its own, Hand of Silumgar. So it looks like black is taking the lead for base color. And these are just hedges here. I tend to do that though. If I have like Ojutai's Command in my sideboard and I open Narset Transcendent, I'll just try to go back into blue-white, even though there's no reason to do that. Or not a great reason. Marsh Hulk. Lose Calm. You could steal a warrior and sacrifice it for 6 mana. And Silumgar Butcher, which is just pretty good. Pretty happy about that. It works well with Deadly Wanderings. If it's your only creature, you don't have to sack it. You just get a 5/0 Death Touch lifelink. And if it's not your only creature, you can just sacrifice the other one and keep going with that. And I mean, it's probably the best card here as well. So that's a thing. Yeah, triple dragons. Awesome. We're still open to a couple things. Well, yeah, several things. We could go black-white warriors, which isn't so supported. We could go blue-black exploit. That might be the way to go here. Defeat is a nice one. Pinion Feast is the most annoying card in this set. I've lost to this so many times, it's ridiculous. Out of the sideboard, out of the main deck. You think you get your great creature. Anyway, Sight of the Scale Lords is also one I like. Some base green assault formation deck with big butts. In this case, I'm just going to take Sidisi's Faithful, though. It plays well with the cards we have. And it's a little bit of a hedge, but I don't mind that. Ooh, Profound Journey. And Dragon Fodder for the Dragon Tempest combo. This is a tough pick. I could take Profound Journey just because it's like, you know, it's a thing. I could take Dragon Fodder. I'm not interested in the green or the Vial of Dragonfire. Yeah, and this is a pretty good payoff here. Given the right deck. Face down creature spell, bonus, Kindled Fury. I guess there's no big card here. The Nemesis is fine. It would suck to get stuck with the Nemesis and like Deadly Wanderings, but whatever. I'm not sure exactly what Deceiver's gonna do, but we'll take it nonetheless. Alright, Wandering Tomb Shell. How defensive is this deck? Maybe not super defensive. We could take Volcanic Rush, but we don't look to be that aggressive either. The Rupture is a fine card, sideboard or main deck. Not insane, but pretty reliable. Cards like this, which look symmetric, you're the one playing it, so you can decide if it's better and set it up to be good. Well, here's a dragon. And dragons work well with Dragon Tempest. Also, Deadly Wanderings with this 6/4 flying Death Touch lifelink. That's hard to beat. That could race Ojutai pretty well. Sure. Take a Vial. These aren't bad. They always kill a morph. Almost always. Triumph. Yeah, depending on what exactly we get, the Triumph might be worth it. If we're just dying for dragons to fuel our Tempest. Hey, Hedonist's Trove. I did try that early in the format. It's just pretty bad. I think one of the first times I tried playing this, they just instant speed exiled their entire graveyard in response. It was pretty great. Rending Volley is a really strong card. Sometimes you main deck cards like this, even on the chance that your opponent isn't playing white or blue, because it just is that powerful when they do have it. Tail Slash is also very good. So target creature deals damage equal to its power, which means with Deadly Wanderings, you know, it kills anything and you gain that much life. That seems great. That seems perfect. Again, defeat is fine, but Tail Slash is pretty good. Ooh. Wow, some really good cards in this pack. Atarka Ifrit is great. Flatten is great. To be honest, I don't remember which one is considered to be better. I suppose it's still possible we don't play red. We just might not have any red. So maybe Flatten is safer. But Atarka Ifrit is very good. And as a 6... Oh, wow. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. With Deadly Wanderings, that's just insane, right? If it's your only creature and you flip it, it kills a creature just by flipping. Alright, well, there's also Den Protector. Screw it, well, it's not worth anything anymore. I'm gonna take a Tarka Ifrit. I'm gonna win this draft. Cool, so Warkite. Warkite is kind of a payoff for being in these colors. I don't think it's as good as Airy Bowmasters, but those are like the cards in this pack, and I'll take it. Ambuscade Shaman. Shaman, yes. So Dash is very good with the Wanderings, and you know, that's kind of what this deck is supposed to be doing anyway. Yeah, let's take that. It's not a warrior, which is a bit of a drawback here in our warrior deck. Explosive Vegetables. Sounds dangerous. We might take Sarkhan's Rage here. The drawback is pretty minor. The fact that you can point this at a player is just insane. This card's very good. Now that we know we're in red with high probability, that gets a lot better. Ooh, Evolving Wilds, Vulturous, Aven, and the Skirmisher. The way our deck is shaping up, I'm pretty sure we just want this Skirmisher. It works well with just about everything, and the Aven is very good, but we need some 2-drops. And we need some cards that work with our Shaman. Another Dragon Fodder. The Dream's alive for a sick Dragon Tempest play. It doesn't pair well with the Deadly Wanderings, but I think it's still worth it here. You can't just blindly base your card around one, base your deck around one card, because you might just not draw that card. And if you do draw it and it's that good, you just don't need to play the Dragon Fodder. It's too bad they're not warriors, because then you have the out of drawing the Fanatic and sacrificing them. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a few more exploit cards. That might have been the weakness of exploit mechanics, was you only had 1 pack of exploit cards. Ooh, Sunbringer's Touch. Another swingy card. It can be very good at times. Magmatic Chasm. Yeah, it's a fine finisher. I hate cards like this because they just don't do anything some of the time. But when they do something, it's usually win the game, so that, you know, it's a fine card to have access to. And if you're not comfortable playing it in the main deck, it's just really good against certain types of decks, like a board stall with a ton of toughness but no flyers. Okay, Skirmisher, Cut an Enduring Victory. I'll play the Skirmisher. It's not a bad draw if you have a Shaman in play. Not bad at all. How about that Ojutai's command pick? Oh well. Dragon Tempest. So this gives haste to flyers, which is not irrelevant for something like Swift Warkite, which sounds like it should have haste, but it doesn't. That might be... I don't know who this is in the picture, but these might be Swift Warkites, who knows. Alright, what's the holdup here? Avacyn's taking some time. Dragon Lord's Servant. It's kind of cool that this wield. It's nice as a 2-drop. It's nice if we actually get some high-powered dragons. Because our dragons right now aren't that exciting. They're okay. We need the real deal. We need to open Dragon Lord Kolagon. Dutiful Attendant. Yeah, usually cards like this are pretty good. It plays well with, of course, Exploit, but also Swift Warkite. Oh man, more than anything, I just want to open Descent of the Dragons. Reckless Imp is nice. I wouldn't mind Tormenting Voice either, but this coming so late kind of means we found the right colors. Or cut everyone from it. Icebreakers. Yeah, I don't love this card. Shape the Sands. I don't usually play this, but with Assault Formation, this is kind of just like an overpowered giant growth. +5/+5. Where all your creatures do damage equal to their toughness instead of power. Yeah, it's one of my favorite cards to build around in Limited in this set. Alright, one more pick, and then we get to open our amazing Mythic Rare filled final booster. Cool. There it is, Assault Formation. Can't pick it here. I mean, it's let someone else have some fun. But Rakshasa Gravecaller is absurd. It's pretty much Grave Titan. You play this, you get 2 zombies. You get some advantage for sacrificing your goblin or whatever. Yeah, this is great. If our deck is good enough, I might consider not playing Deadly Wanderings. But yeah, that pretty easily the pick here. Maybe Gabby will pass us our Mythic. It's probably our last chance to get it. Descent of the Dragons. Descent of Dragons, I don't even know what it's called. Something like that. Yeah, not enough dragons to warrant Dragon Tempest. In fact, the only time I'd really play this is if I had that specific card. Another Dragon Fodder. That's interesting because we don't really have it now, but there are some cards that really, what's the word? pay you off for having a bunch of tokens. There's also some cards that really punish you for that. Pristine Skywise is great. Oh well, that ship has sailed. I think I'm going to take the Butcher here. We kind of have enough fodder, as it were. Then again, we do have enough 5-drops. I'm going to take the Dragon Fodder. Power and consistency. Always playing our turn 2 Dragon Fodder. And the Dream's still alive. Oh well, maybe not. Deathwind. Not the best card in the pack. That might go to Epic Confrontation or Silumgar's Command if you're in for that. Which we're not. We don't have enough blue. But it's solid removal. Take it here. Good old reliable Deathwind. The most powerful mode of this card is like 2 mana, where you just kill a creature for 2 mana. Like, I don't know, it can trade up for more aggressive creatures. Like a 4 mana 5/2 or something, you just spend 3 mana to kill it. And sometimes it helps you team up on something in combat, just as a trick, if you don't have enough mana to kill it outright. Alright, a Tarkir Ifrit versus Kalsisma Behemoth. Wow. These are both excellent. And I don't know which one's better. Partly it depends on what your deck is trying to do. Man, this is such a beating on turn 3. I'm going to take the Ifrit. Again, it's kind of more consistent, and we're going to want to use our mana for other things. Cool, though. Another Sarkhan's Rage. It's hard to have too many of these. Just kill anything or kill your opponent. Impact Tremors. I've seen decks where this is good, but I still don't like it. It's kind of like Magmatic Chasm. It might win the game, it might do a ton of damage on its own. Like, we do have a bunch of Dragon Fodders, so maybe that's good enough. Ojutai's Breath is annoying. Student of Ojutai is pretty good against us. I'm going to take Impact Tremors. I could see it being like a win condition for this deck. We don't have that many dash creatures, so it gets a bit worse. But it's when any creature enters the battlefield. We don't really need any of these cards, so I'm just going to take Commune with Lava Foil. Who knows? Maybe it'll be worth like half a ticket one day when it's played somewhere. But yeah, our deck's pretty much complete. We could just call this a deck. We've got a few like recurrent creatures. Let's take a look. These are all the cards that work pretty well, or like above average, with Impact Tremors. Basically these 8. Whoa, we get a Behemoth? Jeez, our deck's going to be powerful. Or that's the hope anyway. I don't like Scion here. If we're going to play a 6-drop, it better do something a little more, given how aggressive we look. Chasm might be very good in this deck. And I'm going to take out Deadly Wanderings. We're not control-y enough for this. This is good if you have like a couple creatures and a ton of spells. Duress. I mean, the Faithful Conifer Strider could be annoying, but I'll take Duress. It's a card we might side. What else? Lose Calm? Sure. Gains Menace. That's almost pretty far from being relevant. Also, Dragon Lord Servant's pretty bad here. We only have one dragon. Foul Tongue Shriek. That's actually a payoff for a ton of goblins. Maybe that'll be a thing. Oh gosh. Could you imagine? I don't think I've ever played this card, but this might be a deck for it. Wow. I could actually see the Servant being good against us. It's also a nice one with, what's it called? Assault Formation. Because even though it's Defender, Assault Formation can let it attack. So it's a 1-mana 3/3 first strike that you have to pay a little bit to make it attack. That's a strong card. And not to mention, if you just have like a bunch of 1/3 first strikes, it's very hard for them to attack. So you can buy yourself time. How do I know? Because I've done that. Definitely done that. It's pretty successful. Oh, what did I do? Oh no, I don't see the card I put in. Was it... Oh, it was Deadly Wanderings, yeah. Took that out. Maybe it's just strong enough to keep in, but it's not as good as the original effect like this. I forget what it was called, from Avacyn Restored. This is just a weaker version of that. It's like Solitary something or other. Secluded, whatever. Yeah, it's like it was like the same thing except +3/+1. What's better, Foul Tongue Shriek or Impact Tremors? Well, to attack, the creature needs to have entered the battlefield, and we're not interested in the life, so I think Impact Tremors is going to be better. This is a better late-game draw. Wow. I don't know. That's a tough one. Chasm or Foul Tongue Shriek? They kind of do similar things. God, this card's so bad. I think I should just leave it out. Nothing else is that exciting, though. Like, the Dragon Lord Servant, it's not a warrior, right? Right. Yeah, so we could play just a random 2/3. Or we could consider the Foul Tongue Shriek as like a win condition. So let's take a look. 13 creatures plus 3 dragon fodders. So it's about 16. And then we have some win conditions. The Tail Slash is still good. It's pretty amazing with Atarka Ifrit. I don't love going 16 lands, so probably play one more red, since we have dragon fodders and things. Yeah, okay. Sure. So 9/8. I think it's more important to get red mana early in the game for Impact Tremors, even though we have a 3-drop that's double black. You just have to make do. And I do like Lose Calm as another kind of win condition. So here's our Triple Dragons draft. To save a screenshot of all these decks and kind of archive the decks that do well for future reference. See you in round 1.